Today we are going to see another topic in GATE CSE programming and data structures. Relational and logical operator. You have 1 minute to solve. Relational operator. Relational operator, you're trying to find a relation between two operands. Any values you have, what is the relation between them? So we have two operators, less than and greater than. And it's a binary operator. That means you need two operands. So what does this relational operator do? So these two operands, what you give, it is sort of doing this comparison. That is, A is less than B, and it is returning what is the relation between them. And it either returns true or false. So if A is less than B, true means 1. If A less than B, false means 0. So let's look at now the questions. The first question, 2 greater than 1. So this is true. That is why it is returning 1. 2 less than 1, which is false. That is why it is returning 0. Now let's look at this question. So the computer, right, when it sees a lot of values, like how it's going to evaluate it. So there is an order, like there's a sequence way in which we're trying to evaluate it. When we say how we evaluate, it can be either left to right or right to left. Now, what does this exactly mean? So, suppose you have a lot of numbers, 2 greater than 1, 1 less than 3, 4. So, how does the computer know which way to evaluate? This way, left to right, or this way, right to left. So there is something called as associativity. It's something predefined already. Like we have the set of rules in the language saying that for this operator, this is how you do it. So now for our relational operator, less than and equal to, our associativity is left to right. That means whatever we are given, we are always going to associate from left to right. So now let's look at the questions. So in this question, number 3, we're always associating from left to right. Now note that you see these brackets here, right? Brackets always has a precedence which is greater than any other operator. So first we'll be looking at what is in this bracket, 2 greater than 1. Now look at the precedence, left to right. So first one, 2 is greater than 1, which is true. And now next bracket will be solved, 2 less than 1, false. So 1 plus 0, that is why we are getting 1. So here in this answer, we are having brackets, which is a higher precedence. So we're solving what is in the brackets first. That is, we got the 1 and 0. Then next, we are doing the addition. That is why we're getting the result as 1. Now let's look at the next answer. Question's answer. 3 is greater than 2, less than 2. Now how do we solve it? Do we solve it left to right or right to left? So we know that for relational operator, associativity is left to right. So first we'll be solving this, then we'll be solving this. 3 greater than 2. What do we get? It is true. So we'll be getting 1. 1 less than 2, which is true. So we'll be getting the final answer as 1. Let's review quickly whatever we learned. First thing, relational operator, you're finding a relation between two operands. It's always returning you 1 and 0. Now, if you have many operators together, how do you solve it? It depends on the associativity. Associativity is left to right. So whenever we're solving from the left to the right. So it will be 3 greater than 2 solved first. 3 greater than 2 solved first. Whatever result we get, we solve with less than 2.